Hello there friends, it's Cassie and welcome back for another Trinity Stamps video. Today we are going to be making a background using only words, and it's going to be ombre and it's going to be beautiful. So we're going to be using the Simply Sentimental Hello stamp set. You know I love these. They do have coordinating dies, but we won't be using that today. I'm also going to be using another favorite of mine, the Modern Embossed A7. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into this card. We're going to start with a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I obviously don't need it to be that big, but I want some area to kind of play with, and that way I can position my die over the top of that just to kind of see where I want that. Now, there are many different ways that they have styled hello in this stamp set, and I love that. There's a bunch of small ones, there's these big ones, and we're just going to kind of play around with them, trying to fill in that space there on that left-hand side. I've got hi, I've got hello, I've got hey, and there's a lot. I think I pulled out every one of them that would be like the greeting. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of them. Yes, 8. That's right. I counted correctly, I think. And we're going to start with our ombre. So my first color that I've chosen is Salvaged Patina, and this is a distress oxide that I've grabbed. And to do this ombre, I've started at the top, and the very edge there where I've stopped, I'm going to pounce my microfiber cloth on top of that so I don't get a super harsh line there. It'll kind of just fade out. And then I'm going to stamp that down again. Now the reason you would want a stamp positioning tool like a MISTI or something like that is so that you can double stamp, but also we're working down the line of those words and we need them to stay in place. And if we need those to stay in place, then we obviously also need our paper to stay in place, and the MISTI is the best way to do that. The next color I brought in is that brand new Uncharted Mariner, and it is beautiful. This is the first time I'm actually using it. I've had it for a little bit of time, but I've been so busy with other projects and just life, and I haven't gotten a chance to play with it, but I love this color. I love it so much. It's so pretty, and I think it looks beautiful with that Salvaged Patina. And now we're going to bring in our third color. But before I do that, I need to move some of those words down. So I'm going to clean off the ones I don't need anymore, which are all those upper ones. I obviously need that those bottom couple hellos, because those are, I need those to stamp the next color. But I'm just going to move my wording down, and this will be fine, except I will have a problem with this one. It's a little bit too big, and I'm still going to be able to work with it. But it wouldn't be that big of a deal if I even just had left this off entirely, because I am going to make this into an A7, which is a 5x7. Now, if you wanted it to be slimline, you absolutely would have to work with it. And it works out that I can, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So now I bring in that Twisted Citron, which is really pretty with that Uncharted Mariner as well. Pounce, pounce, pounce on those edges, stamp down. And then this is where I noticed that that bottom hello is just too big, so I've got to take it out. So instead of worrying about it right now, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp what I have to, because that's all inked up. We'll do it again. Pounce on those edges. And then I'll stamp it one more time. And then I'm going to clean off those upper ones again. So I'm going to use that top hello. We're going to try and see if that'll fit down at the bottom. And obviously the best way to do this is just to stick it inside the MISTI, rather than trying to position it on the door before I close it. So I'll stick it there at the very, very bottom and see how I have to manipulate these other stamps. Thankfully, they did not get touched by any ink, so I can move them. And so I'm just kind of manipulating those, and then when I'm happy with that, we'll close the door of the MISTI, pick up that bottom hello, and then we'll go back to our Salvaged Patina. Super easy, super fun. Pounce, pounce, pounce on the edges, and then we're going to have this beautiful ombre look. Now, you could have picked another color to go with this, but I just really wanted these three. I thought they were so pretty. And I really like how the Salvaged Patina and the Twisted Citron go together as well. Okay, so we'll pull this out, clean up our mess, and then move on to our next step, which would be die cutting. So I'm going to bring in our Modern Embossed A7. Y'all know I adore this die. I use it anytime I'm making an A7 card pretty much. So I'm going to put this down with some tape just to kind of hold it in place, and then I'll run this through my die cutting machine. And then I'll have this beautifully embossed 5x7 panel. I'm bringing in the card base. That's a 5x7 card base, and I want to bring the outside in, so I am going to do some ink blending. So I'll use those same exact colors and go in that same exact order, just using some blending brushes and that Salvaged Patina. Keep those out just in case I need to blend again. Bring in the Twisted Citron. That's going to go right above this one. And then kind of pounce that off so I can blend that and not have it be so dark. And then blend those to make sure those are good. And then I'll bring in our Uncharted Mariner and do that on there as well. I didn't want it to go in too far, but I thought this would be so pretty to frame the inside of my card. And like I said, bring that outside in. Oh, I love this. It's so pretty. Okay, I'll clean up my mess, and then I am going to bring in the Trinity's gold palette. Now, the one I have is an older palette. They have a smaller one in the store, which is much more affordable, but it's all the same colors. So I'll have that one linked down below, and I'm going to splatter that gold all over that background because gold on this. Oh. And then I'm also going to do it right on the edges, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's just that extra step that takes it to another level, and I am obsessed. Oh, I love how that looks. So, so pretty. All right, so all those elements are done. I am going to bring in one more part from our Simply Sentimental Hello. You could completely skip this and leave it just as a hello, but I wanted to do this next one that says just checking in. Just checking in on you. And so I've stamped that down with some juicy embossing ink, covered that with some white embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat set that until that is smooth and melted. And then we're going to trim that down in our guillotine trimmer just to make sure that I have it nice and straight. And then when we're done with that, you could use foam tape to attach this, but I'm going to go ahead and just use liquid glue, make this a nice easy mailer. And I'm using my glass mat to line that up, make sure it's nice and straight. And then I'll attach this down to our card base using that same liquid glue. And y'all know me, of course I cannot stop there. So I am going to bring in these absolutely beautiful gold star embellishments. It's an entire huge pack of them, so I'll just dump a few in my tidy tray, use my pickup stick to randomly put those all over that background. That'll draw out the extra gold splatter that I did, and then it just gives this like holographic, beautiful gold starred look to the background. And I love it so much. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So that's our finished card for today. I hope that you like it. If you do, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And big, big thank you for the support that you guys leave. It just means so much when you watch my videos, use my affiliate links, all those things. Keep me producing videos, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.